right, you guys, welcome to the last story teaser of the All Things Wellness trilogy. It has been a long road. These two beautiful gentlemen have no idea, other than my co-author, who's also beautiful, but these other two gentlemen had no idea until today that they are actually the caboose of what we've been doing for 2.5 years. So thank you, Mark. Thank you, Brad, for being here.
Awesome.
Yeah, what we do with our story teasers, as you guys know, is they read about 250 words of a teaser to their very personal and true stories that they've submitted into the book that's getting ready to be published in the next month or two, called Wellness G.P.S, Getting Prepared for Success. That's what we're all trying to do. We're all trying to do it. So either one of you want to flip a coin on who wants to read their story first and get it over with? Do you want to go first, Mr. Nike Pro?
I'm absolutely quite open as to whichever way it goes.
All right, so Mark, take the stage. What you can do, take a deep breath. Everything is really casual, of course. Read the title of your story and then tease the heck out of us so we're excited to read the full story in June.
Okay, so my story is called Becoming Whole, and the tease I'm going to do comes from really the conclusion. I'm just going to go straight into it. So life is a journey of expansion and increasing consciousness. I offer the possibility that this universe, God, or whatever you call the creative force, provides us with continuous guidance on this journey. We can consider this and take the time to observe and notice it. We are guided through the entire world we perceive, including by our bodies, in the direction of our highest good, and to move towards a more consciously aware state. If I consider the history of my life as a path of growth, with the right experience arriving at the right time to take me on this journey, later experiences reinforce my awareness, experience, and understanding of important concepts, adding virtuous ideals to my spirit that I train my personality to live by. Often, I have not followed the guidance. I always say to the people I work with, when you're 30, or when you're very young, sorry, the universe slaps you with a minnow to get your attention. By the time you're 30, a mackerel, and by the age of 60, a whale whacks you rolling down the street. It pays to observe these patterns and information at a younger age. From observation, the universe repeats the guidance, getting louder each time until you get it. I have a vivid memory from my 50s of walking on an exercise machine at the gym as part of my daily routine. I wore a heart rate monitor to monitor my fitness. All of a sudden, my heart rate jumps from 130 to 260. My immediate conclusion is that the monitor has broken. I try on another monitor and another watch, but to no avail. It's my heart. My journey into wholeness is necessary to remove the case or the cause of the pulmonary disease in my body. Be inspired to take this journey, live with intention, and find the purpose that opens your heart and makes every day a wonder. Thank you.
Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Metaphorically brilliant. Brad, I'm seeing the minnow and I'm like, yeah, that's probably me at 21. And then I'm like, all of a sudden, is that a whale that just hit me yesterday?
Yeah.
I love
Maybe
that.
I don't think you've got to the whale stage yet.
Oh, 60
You
is
might be enjoying
whale.
a dolphin or something.
I can count myself into that group, okay?
Yeah,
The hit
yeah.
the whale definitely happened. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I appreciate, how you basically put all of this for the reader to see signposts, and hopefully going to be realizing that there is a path that is much more worthwhile than what we are trying to achieve with our ego. And that path has to include God or whatever you want to call it, because that is basically the signpost maker. Okay. You are the one that has outlined and pointed to them so that other people can follow along that path. And that's a beautiful, beautiful description on how to achieve what all of us would like to achieve, which is happiness. And that it's a work in progress all along is one of those life events.
Does the Titanic come next, Mark? Like his
I don't-
70s and 80s?
Again, I'm not sure I want to find out. I think I'm at the Wales stage. Wales are bad enough, to be honest with you.
Well,
The next one's
Sure.
the drunk tank that runs you over and squishes you. And that's
Oh
the
my
Yeah, there we
goodness.
go.
Oh,
maybe
Mm.
by that time.
oh
I'm
goodness.
told we're all going to live longer, and if we're going to live longer, I'm not sure what comes next, but it might be the Titanic.
It might be. You know, I want to just bring this up. We were talking in the green room here when Brad first joined, and I want to bring up a story yesterday I received from a 20-year-old who is the youngest person submitting a story for this book. She's out of Nigeria. The oldest soul I have talked to in 20 years. Her introspection and self-awareness is years. And so I'm thinking of what you just said and how we spiderweb with, like, how is Joy going to all of a sudden know Brad, who knows Dr. Markus now in Colorado, and we've got, Camilla and stuff. So I just wanted to say, on top of what you did, that conclusion and that self-assessment of life that you just did. And I just read her story yesterday, and I'm like, what a journey that we've all been on together in this bind of this book. It's going to be. Brad, what were your thoughts when Mark was reading his story? What were you thinking about?
I was thinking a lot about the different phases we have in our lives, and sometimes, when you speak to someone else who's also hyper spiritual, or someone who's really connecting with their God or their beliefs, they tend to have those same kind of sections in their lives that are definable. And we move into, as we get older, we move into more of a healing phase, where we just start to self-heal and really focus on what's really important for us. So yeah, that's really what was going through my mind.
I love that. We become self-healers as we age, right? I can see that as well.
Yeah.
So Brad, are you, Mark, all of us are ready. Mark is ready. Markus is ready. And my name should be Markable. So we all have the marks in here. Go ahead, Brad. Tell us the title of your story and then tease us.
Okay, cool. So the title of my piece is Meeting Myself in the Middle. And I'm going to read a section from that I picked myself, which I thought was really pertinent. So here goes. Okay. Societal narratives often glorify extremes, perpetuating the idea that living in the middle is synonymous with mediocrity. Yet as I delve into the heart of this paradox, I realize that meeting myself in the middle isn't a compromise. Instead, it's an art. It's about finding equilibrium, navigating the delicate balance between ambition and contentment, success and humility. With its relentless pursuit of grandeur, the world often nudges us towards extremes, the desire to be the wealthiest, most famous, or most successful. However, my own experiences have taught me that true richness is found in the cool, calm crevices between these extremes. As I reflect on the ancient tribes and communities that once thrived in harmony with nature, I uncover compelling examples of societies that have embraced balance as a means to social success. These communities understood the delicate dance between human ambition and the environment, recognizing that sustainability and prosperity emerge from a harmonious coexistence. With their deep connection to the land and community, African societies thrived on principles of balance. The Ubuntu philosophy, prevalent in many African cultures, emphasizes the interconnectedness of humanity. It promotes harmony, justice, and a shared responsibility for the community's well-being. In embracing Ubuntu, these societies found a path to collective success by maintaining a delicate equilibrium. And that's my piece.
And that's fantastic, because it just follows Mark's story a little bit, where we have to try and get through that self-discovery and self-adjustment first. Then that can be a shared experience that is going to be, in my book, sort of infectious, because people realize that once you catch the drift, you are going to be much more happy. And this happiness, then internalized, can radiate out and infect other people, so to say.
Brad, I love you guys are so good with metaphors and adjectives and your adverbs. Makes an English major person very happy. I love to live in that
Thank
world.
you.
But the calm, cool places in between, meeting your, I felt when you were reading and reading your story, it's like, that's where the heart, for some people, that's so hard to sit in that wax and wane and that little river of life. So thank you for, both of you gentlemen. What did you think, Mark, of Brad's story as he was reading?
I thought it was the most beautiful description of Dharma, of the
Dharma?
journey as karma unfolds towards your Dharma. That to me was really special. And to hear it, I guess, hear it described in a very different way. It was beautiful.
Wow.
So Brad, yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow, thank you.
and I mean, the most amazing part is that all three of us are guys, and in this misogynic world, to have that experience and share that with other people is an absolute necessity to get these people off their ego trips.
Yeah.
Everybody is so power hungry and doesn't see any limits. When is enough enough? And that's the big question for.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And,
This book, Marcus, when I was putting together the table of content yesterday for this book that we're finishing,
Mhm.
I think it's male heavy. I think it's male dominant heavy. Remember we did our first book. We're like, it'd be so nice if somebody would share their emotions because it's different. We're trying to get past that. But I was looking at it yesterday. I'm like, well, and there's Mark and there's Marcus and there's Brad and there's Ziggy and there's Tanner. And I'm like, there was just all of these. And I think that just proves, and just the 2.5 years that Marcus and I have been doing this, that storytelling's where it's at, and finding that safety in each other to do a compilation book helps, because you got each other versus writing your own book, which can be a really lonely process to write your own
for a
book.
long time, I thought I was the only one. It's only through this tool that I realized that there's many, many more people on this path, and we can help each other out. And that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, for us, I mean, storytelling, for the cultures on our continent is really, really big. It's still very prevalent in our society, and even even as English or Afrikaans people, we also have our own versions of storytelling. I think for me, what was really interesting about creating this piece was I love history, and I love going back into history to see if there's any golden nuggets that I can hang on to help me create that equilibrium in my space. And if you go back into society, I mean, even these great, great societies like the Roman Empire, I mean, even the birth of the US, all of these things, there was this real need to create balance.
Yeah.
And they just did it very differently. And it became such an interesting journey because some things like really started to make sense on why they did what they did. And I
From
find that
writing the story, you started thinking about that from just this journey, like thinking of the process. Wow.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the thing is, I think, I mean, writing this piece was really amazing. My next journey is actually to start, writing around history. And because we all, there's a sense that we've all been here before, and we have all these different lives that we're going through, according to some faiths, that's what they believe. So there's got to be some sort of cycle over and repetition of energy, and we need to just capture that to learn. The key is to learn, find balance. That is our journey. For me, that is my journey.
Oh, where is my mic? I have a mic right here. Mic drop. Oh, so good. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, for all of us, that is so good. You are right. Let's capture all those nuggets from our past and shine the light on them again, right? All right, you guys, thank you so much. This really does tie up the story teasers. We've done so many, and I'm honored that we've got, a German in the room who lives in the US, who's my co-author, and I've got two beautiful men from across the pond in South Africa, and myself. I grew up in New Hampshire and New England, and I now live in Florida, and we really do represent the globe in this little square technological box that we get to talk into. So, all right. Any final words, gentlemen? Mark, what would you like to leave us with? Any thoughts?
I think thank you for the opportunity. I think that what Brad has said about the opportunity to reflect and put your story onto paper, I think it's an incredible experience, even if you don't publish it. The
Oh, that's a
introspection
good
that
point.
you
Yeah.
actually get through the process is quite special. So yeah, no, I mean, a similar experience to Brad.
I have always
Mhm.
said, write like no one will read it, and then write like everyone will read it. Because no matter what, you're authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
so
you don't
true.
think anyone's going to read it, you're like, Peggy, la, la, la. And then if you're like, oh, somebody's going to read it, you know, it looks differently, but it's still, you got to show up. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Brad, what about you? Any final words or thoughts?
Mm.
Sorry guys, are you waiting for me?
Yeah, I just want to know if you have any final thoughts or anything.
Yeah, I just enjoy the journey. You know, I can't wait to read the other contributions and, you know, just open that rawness and just enjoy the journey for what it is, and hope it triggers something off for the readers. And it's just been a beautiful journey for us. So yeah, enjoy it.
100,000 words about ready to come your way, everybody. That's quite a doozy. Right. All right, Markus, what about you as we finish up with these gentlemen? First of all, thank you. I've been honored to take this journey with you, truly. So any final words for these gentlemen? All right.
Well, it's quite amazing how you started this project. It expanded into something that I think has the potential to change the world. And, you know, each and every one of our stories points in that direction. And we are getting stronger and stronger through all these contributions. And that
Yes.
is, I think,
Yeah.
an important movement on the face of this planet at this point. So thank you for
Yes.
so
All right, you
open.
guys, thank you for watching all of these story teasers. We have the first book that is out there as well on the YouTube channel, All Things Wellness. We have the second book. They're also on my website. What I would just like to say is the best thing about these are very chicken soup soulish. You know, we've got weight loss journeys, relationships, and spiritual, and we've got all sorts of things. So it is a good read. My fingers are hot trying to get it to Markus to approve as quick as possible. So thank you guys for joining us, and we shall chat with you real soon. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.